Welcome and thank you. I have to say I'm very, very appreciative of you coming to see me speak, because I think Mr. Satya Nadella is in the other room with all the media and the VIP. So thank you for seeing me speak. No, just kidding. Welcome. It's great to be here. I appreciate you taking the time to join me. This is one of the most favorite parts of my job, to be around developers, to be at the Dev Fest. It's quite an exciting day. And I know that you have a number of interesting speakers. I'm going to share a couple of opening remarks just to get your mind thinking, just to kind of get the energy going, to put some questions to you, to share some quotes. I'm not really here to talk about Microsoft technology per se, but really rather the opportunity that lies ahead for all of us. So just as a more proper introduction, my name is Dave Miller, and I am the DX lead for APAC. I'm assuming everybody doesn't know what that means, but that means I have the opportunity to lead the developer experience team. We call it DX. And what it really translates to is it's an awesome job. My team, which is spread out all throughout Southeast Asia, Australia, New Zealand, Korea, we have the opportunity to partner and work alongside some of the brightest, most interesting developers in the world. We work with startups, we work with students, we host events like this. We work with big companies and small companies. We sit alongside developers in the healthcare industry and financial services. So we really have an interesting set of work that we do. When I took the job as the APAC DX lead, there was two things that really kind of blew me away. Number one, the population and the size of Indonesia. I knew it was a big country, but I never knew how big it was. And number two, when I took the job, I learned that there are about 1 billion people in my area, and there's 500 million of them, over half, are millennials. And it just got me really excited, because I think the work here and the opportunity here for you is really amazing. When you think about all that youth and you think about all those people, there really is an opportunity for developers of all shapes and sizes. It's diverse markets, it's growing markets. There's a lot of government support, there's a lot of new investments coming into the area. So I think it's really exciting times for all of us. So I wanted to start with one quote to kind of make you think a little bit. And it's from a professor at the Harvard Business School. And he says, "Creativity is thinking up new things. Innovation is doing new things." Innovation's hard. You have to be both creative and you have to take action. You may have a dream, but you really have to take action and put that dream into play. And I think by being here today, you've taken one step to help you realize that dream. And I hope throughout the course of the day, you're going to learn new things, you're going to meet new people, you're going to have new ideas, and it's going to be the spark to help you get going. On top of being creative and having the ability to do things, I also want to encourage you to think about solving problems of the future. Making modest improvements on things that exist or have been around for a while, that's okay. But if you really want to have impact, you really have to push yourself to think about the next problem, the next thing that your community is facing, the next big business opportunity that hasn't really evolved yet, the next thing that's facing the entire world, if you want to go that broad. There is a quote that I really like that I didn't put up here. It's by Wayne Gretzky. Anybody know, raise a hand, who's Wayne Gretzky? I didn't think so. He's an ice hockey player from Canada, or North America, so I figured it wasn't a good choice. But he has this quote that's really interesting. He says, "If you want to be a good hockey player, you skate to where the puck is. If you want to be a great hockey player, you skate to where the puck will be." And as a sports fan, and again, I know it's ice hockey, it makes a lot of sense. It's a really interesting quote to kind of make you think about, where is the future going to be? Where is that ball going to go? Where can you anticipate that? And that's the thing that I hope you take away from today. But be excited. Everybody has a chance. Every single one of us in this room has an opportunity. Time and time again, the small guy can make a big difference. And that theory has proven true for many, many decades and will continue to prove true. I'm sure you've all heard of the Microsoft story about Bill Gates saying at a very young age, he had this bold ambition, he's going to put a computer on every desk. And I know you know Google and Amazon, other companies that are just done very innovative things, thinking about the next thing, the big players. But you also can look around and think about Uber, Airbnb. The world is full of these startups, people who had great ideas, the small player, who were creative, who had the ability to take action and went for it. And if you think about Asia and you think about the place and the markets we're in, there's just a lot of opportunity out there. Here are some of the local rock stars. I thought this was pretty interesting. These companies were all started here in Indonesia. There's a lot of investment going on. There's a lot of people willing to invest their capital. I'm sure you've heard of Tokopedia, Happy Fresh, Scoop, all companies that I think really have potential and some opportunity. Speaking of potential, look at these guys. I love this picture. Look how excited they are. This is the Solite Studio team from Indonesia. What's really interesting and inspiring for me is that this team won our global competition called the Imagine Cup. The DX team has an opportunity to run a worldwide competition for developers, student developers, in many different categories. And the winner from 2013 came right from here. We're all very proud of that. And they continue as a team right now. They're a gaming startup, so they continue to follow their dreams. Another quote I thought was interesting. Who knows will.i.am? Raise your hand. All right, we got a little bit more than the ice hockey player. That's good. will.i.am, founder of Black Eyed Peas. People know Black Eyed Peas, pop group. He's founder of Black Eyed Peas. He's also established musician, entrepreneur, philanthropist. And he says, great coders are today's rock stars. That's it. And if will.i.am is a rock star, and he said coders are rock stars, it's got to be true. There's something really there. But I think on a more serious note, I think what I also see in this quote is that there's recognition outside of the tech industry on the value of developers and the opportunity of developers. And being a developer today is cool. I go all over the world and I see developers wearing t-shirts proudly says, I'm a geek. And my team loves to call themselves a geek. And I think that's great because it shows and it confirms the opportunity that lies ahead. But it's not just ourselves declaring, it's not just will.i.am declaring that developers are cool. It's Gartner talking about it in a business sense. Gartner has said, every industry will be transformed by digital business by 2025. The digital revolution has started, and developers are the ones who deal with the ones and zeros. They write the code that will manage them. Every company, if you think about it, is going to be brought up into this digital revolution. Companies are going to have to redefine themselves, and software is going to be at the heart of it. Every company is going to have to be a part of the digital revolution in the near future. There's only 5 million developers in APAC. I talked about in the APAC region that I was talking about earlier. And so if you think about 1 billion people, and you think about 5 million developers, and there's a good portion of them here today, you're thinking about 1/2 of the population. And that just says to me that there's so much opportunity. There's going to be so many needs and skills that are going to be required to drive forward. Whether you're in web development, information security, big data, DevOps, building apps, it's going to be everywhere. And I think the opportunity for developers, again, I'll say it again, is just huge. At the heart of all this is the cloud. And this is why you'll hear a lot of conversation today, a lot of presentations about the potential and the opportunity that lies within the cloud. In the future, I believe every tech professional really has to understand and maximize the use of the cloud. It's not just storage. It's not just a scalable platform, but it's the ability to do data analytics on the back end. Its ability to grow your business, to know your customers, to make connections, and to really drive the future of the business through intelligence. Going back to Gartner, they say that there's 3 big areas that are going to occur. They say these are the things that are next: digital mesh, new IT reality, smart machines. These are the things that not only make rock stars, but they'll change how businesses interact with people. And later today, you're going to hear a lot more depth on some of these topics. And it's not just a small developer with a great idea, with the ability to innovate, but it's also about the larger world. In a world where big companies also enable growth. Big companies have a role here and should be making investments. They should be contributing to the local economy through IP development, local software, developing communities, developing students. And I personally know there are many companies that do this very well, and that's a great thing. It's a great thing to see. Here at Microsoft, we try to do our bit, and there are some very specific things that I thought I would just mention as potential opportunities for you. We have online learning and training, if you're not aware of it, through the Microsoft Virtual Academy and Channel 9. We have offers for startups and students called DreamSpark and BizSpark, a wonderful way to get started at free or no cost by using the cloud or some of the software that we provide. And of course, there's Visual Studio Community. The last quote I'm going to lay on you is one from our CEO, who you'll hear later today. And he grew up from the ranks of a developer. And he says, be passionate, be bold, always keep learning. You stop doing useful things if you don't learn. And he preaches this all the time within the company, and I think it's just a great lesson for everybody to think about. You have to be bold. You can't be afraid to fail, because that's your path to opportunity. So before I close, I'm going to leave a challenge with you. When you're on your way home tonight, whether you're walking or riding the bus or getting a ride home, at the end of the day, I want you to think about, what's your opportunity? Where's your bold ambition? What's your next big thing? So I'll leave you a couple things. Be both creative and innovative. Take risks. This is the area of the world that has so much potential. I appreciate you giving me the time today. I hope you have fun. I hope you learn some new things. And I hope you walk away with something that will help you realize your dream. Thank you.